Thursday, the 13th of October 2011. Welcome to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from the Mirable Studios here in Royal Berkshire, United Kingdom. The second of my outside films for you today, when myself and my best friend Ron, on our recent trip to Las Vegas, took a tour of the Grand Canyon. Now, I've got to say, just before I show you the film, waiting for the minibus, there was like a minibus collecting us from our hotel, the Flamingo Hotel, I was rather apprehensive. You see, it's the helicopter. I was very, very worried of being on the helicopter. Anyway, you'll see what happens as we go through the film, as well as some of your emails as well. All right, boys and girls, so let's start that off for you. Here we go. I've left a little bit of background noise in there as well. I hope it's not too loud. Okay. Off we go then. So the minibus collected us, dropped us off at Henderson. I think it was Henderson Private Airport. And there we are on the plane now. Okay. We had a lady pilot, and she was really nice. This little pilot lady. As I got on the plane, sitting there waiting, for some reason I became very nervous, and I looked at Ron and he said, "You all right?" And I said, "No." I said, "I really don't like this." And I almost got off. I don't know why. I almost got off this little plane. Anyway, as time went on, I quickly, for some reason, grew confident, got a lot of confidence in the lady who was flying the plane, and it was all well and dandy, to be honest. I was literally holding on to the bottom of the seat. And I said to Ronnie, a quick touch my hands. My hands were absolutely stone cold. They really were. It was funny, actually, because when we got to the where we were getting to, Ron told me that he really didn't like the little plane, but he didn't show it. I don't think I showed it either, but I was very, very nervous on that little plane. I was even more nervous because I was about to get in a helicopter. Okay, here you can see where we were flying over, little houses in the Nevada desert. It looks all very, very drab there, really. You know, it's not much greenery. You can see a bit here and there, but of course it is a desert. You know, I mean, what do you expect? Little houses, though, very nice houses, all in very neat rows as well. If you're listening to this show, this is quite a visual show today. You really want to watch it. To do that, simply go to unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk and look for the show dated Thursday, the 13th of October 2011. There's my best friend Ron there in his sunglasses, and there's me looking rather nervous. Can you tell I'm nervous there or not? Can you tell? Once again, go to unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, look for the show dated Thursday, the 13th of October 2011, and you can watch it there as well. Okay, some pictures there of the mountains, another internal shot there of the plane. All right, and that's where I think she landed the plane there. There was a little bit of a bump there. It was only a tiny little plane, sort of seated about, I don't know, what was it, about 9 people, and there were 8 in there. Okay, we're on the helicopter now. You don't see the helicopter yet, that's coming up. If you look carefully, you can see the little shadow of our helicopter and views inside the Grand Canyon itself. Just really is one of the wonders of the world, that is. I don't know what else to say about it, really. The beautiful colours as the sun hits. There is the Colorado River, okay, as seen from the top there. I got an email here from David Sullivan who says, "Hi Chris, looks like you had a good time. I've seen the Barry Manilow concert twice. What a showman. You must have had brilliant seats. The photos are fabulous." Yeah, I've got photos of my whole holiday on my Facebook page. You can have a look. My username is Chris Reardon UK. There's about 4 different Las Vegas albums there, and one all on its own of the Barry Manilow concert, because I was very, very close to that 3rd row back. I mean, Barry Manilow was about 3 metres from me. Just wonderful. Okay, once again, go to Chris Reardon UK on Facebook, my username Chris Reardon UK. Go to the photos and you'll see all the bits and pieces there. Okay, always feel free to leave a comment or two. All right, so that's still the Colorado River we're flying over there. it was quite funny because at the little sort of mini airport, I suppose it would be called, Ronnie, the man was ready to... Oh, there we are, the helicopter's there, okay. Little red helicopter, like maroon colour helicopters. And you know what? I was so worried and nervous about the helicopter, and yet it was so smooth. Going on a helicopter, it seems to me, it is a lot smoother than going on one of those planes. There's no turbulence. It doesn't go up suddenly and suddenly drop down. They're just really nice. And within 30 seconds of me getting on that helicopter, I thought I feel safer on this than I do on the plane. Whether or not you are, I don't know. But yeah, nice pilot. Didn't say an awful lot. On the other hand, if he had done, we wouldn't have heard anything. So we got the helicopter to our next sort of port of call, which was a boat. We're about to go on a boat here, and looking around here, that's there you go, there you can see my friend Ron again, just taking a few snaps just before we get on the boat. And you'll see me walking down, there we are, and just walking down to the boat. And really quite a nice day actually, there we are. Me walking to the boat, probably give you a little wave. Do I give you a little wave? I can't remember, no, I just stand there like an idiot. Okay, so we're on the boat now. And very, very peaceful, actually. I always like going on boats. I don't know any of you in the UK have ever been on Norfolk Broads or anything like that, but it's just such a nice, calming experience. You know what I mean? It's lovely. I did like to take photographs. I did lots of photographs. As I say, you can see those on my main Facebook page. I got the opportunity to actually drive the boat. The guy who was in charge of the boat gave all of us an opportunity to drive it. Not very fast, mind. It was not like a speedboat. But he was a real character. The guy who, I suppose he owns the boat and took us up and down the river there. He's the one with the red top, you'll see him there. Absolutely as mad as a hatter. Mad as a hatter. And such a nice man. Oh, I'm going to say this again.
Just unbelievable. We're cruising along a river which is in the Grand Canyon. My best mate Ronnie's in back there. Played one at the other end. Just an amazing day I managed today. A little plane trip. That was quite bumpy actually. To a helicopter to a boat. And now cruising along the river. Just leave you to enjoy the scenery. Just amazing.
There we are. I don't know if you could hear that properly or not, but I did try talking to the camera while I was on the boat. Ronnie got a chance of doing a little bit of driving as well. There's that man, the bloke who's in charge of the boat. He was very, very funny. We actually gave him a $20 tip. He was worth every penny. It was just so peaceful, because at one point, which is here, as you can see, he turned off the engine and asked everyone to keep quiet, and it was just so peaceful. No noise at all. No traffic, no fruit machines, no planes, the helicopters had all disappeared. It was lovely to just sit there in the peace and quiet. Of course, in my job I get a lot of noise all the time, and to actually sit there like that, even, I mean, my own garden at home, as you've seen many times, it's quite a peaceful place. You hear birds singing and all that business, but there, it was just almost silent, just the wind and the water lapping at the rocks and things like that. Stunning, stunning. Ronnie, my best friend, was very privileged. They let him sit in the very front of the helicopter. So that was nice, wasn't it? I actually sat in the front of the helicopter on the way back, as you'll see in a minute. There's another email here, by the way. James writes, "Hi Chris, I hope the emails didn't cost you too much to pick up from Las Vegas." Well, it was relatively expensive actually. It cost us $14 a day to have the internet in the hotel, which was about £9. Okay, £9 a day to have the internet in the hotel. We didn't do it every day. Sometimes we went to Starbucks and used the free internet in there. Okay. Did you meet Tom, Suko, and Millie while you were out there? No, I didn't. No, we didn't have time to meet anyone, unfortunately. Okay, right. So that's the boat. We're back on the helicopter now. If you've never been on a helicopter, take it from me now, as someone who was extremely... I nearly cancelled this whole trip. I didn't tell Ron this, didn't tell Ronnie this. I nearly actually cancelled the whole trip or left him. I was thinking about sort of leaving him at the airport, so at least he would have been able to do the trip. Because if I'd have said no at the hotel, he wouldn't have gone. I actually thought about leaving him so he could do the trip. I was going to wait for him at the sort of like mini airport type thing. But I didn't, and I'm glad really that I carried on. But take it from me, if you've never been on a helicopter, you've got nothing to worry about. They are as smooth as the person who's flying them. I mean, there's no turbulence, anything like that. It's much, much smoother ride than on one of those small planes. Okay, here we can see on the video again the Colorado River and mountains. The Grand Canyon and all those mountains apparently was made, all this once was underwater, and the tectonic plates of the earth moved and pushed all that up, and that's what the mountains is. It was all undersea once the plates moved across each other, I believe, and pushed everything upwards out of the sea, forming the Grand Canyon. Fantastic. James also writes, "Hi Chris, I could see Caesar's Palace on your video, but there was some ghosting by the window which spoils the view a little. Well, sorry about that. Well, we're not professional video players, are we?" He says, "As for Elton John," which of course I saw the Elton John $1 Million piano concert, "I saw him briefly when he did a show at Charlton Athletic Football Club. That's my claim to fame in seeing him. I've seen some other celebrities, Graham Cole, who played Tony Stam in the bill. He was the nicest man I've ever met. I've even got his autograph and photo with him. The rudest celebrity I ever met was at Charlton Athletic Football Club, and that was Jim Davidson. He ran up to the owner of the club and was bragging, telling the most vile jokes imaginable, the ones he has in his show. I'm glad I never met him again, as he really gives the celebrity status a bad name. As for the toilets, like the American toilets, I told you, not very. I don't like American toilets. All are different around the world. There is the European toilet that washes your bum and dries it, so it's prepared to be amazed. Is there one of those? I've never seen one of those, James. Oh, I'll have to have one of those installed. Saves me a fortune on toilet paper. It really will. Okay, on the helicopter, still here, and we're just coming into land. Again, they land so smoothly. It's wonderful. No bumping or anything like that. Now, where did we go from here? I think from here. That's right. Yes, from here we got a bus ride to another place. Well, we were supposed to be having a meal, but I got there and they'd kind of run out of food, fortunately. So good job, I had a bag of crisps. The Americans do wonderful crisps at Lay's, I think it is the make, L-A-Y-S, Lay's barbecue crisps. Very, very tasty as well. Of course, I know what you're thinking. You know I'm vegetarian. I don't believe there's any sort of meat or anything in a barbecue potato, in barbecue crisps, or indeed any of those. They're all chemicals, isn't it, those flavoured crisps? I don't think there's any bits of meat in there at all. Let's have a look. Okay. That's the helicopter taking off again. Sean wrote, I get scared that our toilet is going to overflow. We talked about toilets in the last couple of shows, as I say, because it's not like the American ones. If it goes any higher than normal UK toilet water level, if it was like that, I would get the plunger out. Oh no, we're not doing that, we're on holiday. We called someone up and a man came and plunged. Thank God no waste came out. It was just water, fortunately, that came out of that toilet. Right, so here... Oh, I've just hit my foot on the phone now. We're actually out of the helicopter now and standing near the edge of part of the Grand Canyon. Now, I am very nervous of heights, so I wouldn't go very close to the edge. I used my zoom quite a lot here. You know, I was a good, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 foot away from the edge. Ronnie goes right up to the edge, my best mate. I mean, literally right up to the edge of the cliff, and I did get very concerned about that, especially when he disappeared at one point. I didn't see him for ages. I thought, oh God, he's gone over the edge. I wonder how many people actually do fall over the edge. Well, it's scary, isn't it? I mean, they must do, I suppose. Wouldn't they? People fall over the edge? No. Oh well. Here we are on the coach now. Our final leg of the journey, and the coach has taken us back to the mini airport. And we're about to get on that plane again. At this point, I was no longer nervous about the flying. I was okay after this. Oh, there's another bit of Ronnie. See how close he is to the edge of that. And I mean, you know, you fall over there, you've got no chance. No chance at all. He was quite happy to... He actually sat on the edge at one point. And I thought, oh, my God. And he says, don't you want to come... No, not... Don't you want to come down? I said, no, I don't. Mad. At this point of the day, sun was starting to set. And it created the most interesting shapes and shadows and different colours on the canyon. It's just beautiful, and you won't, of course, see this anywhere else in the world. Not much growing there, of course, because it is desert, but you do get stuff there. Where it was nearly a full moon, as you can see there, a little picture of the moon. All right, Colorado River going a little bit closer there, but still I was a good 4 or 5 foot away from the edge. And as the sun went down, the colours and the shadows just moved, and it really was quite amazing to see all that. Once again, if you're listening to this show, it is a very visual show. You're better off to watch this one, okay, and indeed the next couple, really. Go to United Kingdom talk.co.uk and look for the show dated Thursday the 13th of October 2011. Okay, so getting back on the plane now. On the plane we were, and the sun had set, and it's night time, and there you can see all the lights as we go over Las Vegas. Quite difficult to do that. My stills camera for some reason wasn't able to focus on that. There was also a beautiful sunset, which unfortunately I didn't get on video. I've got that on the stills photos that I did. That once again you can see those by going to my Facebook. Okay, my Facebook username is Chris Reardon UK. All right, Chris Reardon UK, the Facebook name. All right. There we are. I hope you enjoyed that film. There'll be another one in the next show, boys and girls. Time for me to go. Just quickly here, one more email from Zach, who's been having a little look at my photographs of the holiday. And Zach writes, he's seen the Barry Manilow photos. The power of Barry Manilow, making Ronnie, your mate, smile in front of a camera. Yeah, Ronnie's not a particularly happy person, I'm afraid. He sometimes is as miserable as sin. But actually, to be honest, there isn't anyone else I'd rather go on holiday with. It's quite a good holiday, like, companion, you know. Email address of the show is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. See you on the next show. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.